Hardly a day goes by when I don't engage with somebody in a conversation about how they feel like in our world today, things are unsettled and are uncertain. And I can tell you that this is not a new phenomenon. I've lived for 59 years and I've seen a lot of things happen in the world, a lot of natural disasters, a lot of man-made disasters, and a lot of things occur that would leave people feeling out of whack, uncertain, and like things can't be relied upon. And today I want to share with you basically 4 areas that I think the military taught me in how to deal with uncertainty. Because living and working as a military officer, there are a lot of uncertainties in that lifestyle. But these 4 things I think will help you, as they helped me, kind of deal with that uncertainty. My name is Dane Campbell. You're watching Change with Dane. I am a retired Air Force officer and a social worker, and I've been a change agent for 30 years. And I'm here to talk about change that you try to do for yourself, whether you want to do things different in fashion that is increasing things in your life or taking away things in your life. But I also want to talk some about change that happens to us and in our environments that are really no choice of our own. And sometimes those changes can be the most difficult to deal with. I was in the Air Force for 27 years, and there was a lot of uncertainty in that lifestyle for me and my family. And one of the biggest uncertainties was about every 3 to 4 years, we would be asked to move to go to a different duty location to take on responsibilities or do other things that needed to be done in that new location. And when it would come time for those assignments to come out, first of all, there was always a wonder of when exactly that would happen. And then the second question always was, where are you going to go? Or where are we going to go? What is that going to be like? What will life look like when we don't even know for sure where that is going to lead us or where the Air Force is going to take us? And that was always a very difficult piece of the uncertainty pie in my life, not knowing where I was going to go or what exactly the next job was going to be. So for about 6 to 8 months, we were left really wondering what's going to happen, where are we going to go, what are we going to be doing? And I think it's really important to have things sort of settled in the rest of your life as much as you possibly can. And I know that nobody's perfect, and I know that nobody does this in perfect fashion, but at least working towards trying to be settled in a few specific areas kind of help this process along so that you weren't worrying about those other things when you were worried about some of the bigger things. So one of the things that you would do in the Air Force every 6 to 12 months was take a fitness test. And this provoked anxiety, I think, for a lot of people. I think most people knew what schedule they were on. They knew how to prepare themselves to do the physical aspects of their job, but then this additional pressure to pass the elements of the fitness test would create a bit of angst that maybe a lot of people don't suffer from in life when they work for a corporation or a company that doesn't require such things. So training became extremely important in a physical sense. To do that consistently, to take care of your body consistently, to make sure that you were finding a way to make physical activity and physical training a consistent and regular part of your existence, so that when it came time to do the fitness test, it wasn't something that would throw you off kilter so much or be so difficult to pass. Training in other aspects was extremely important as well. Training to do your job in the correct way. And I saw this take on extreme importance for the pilots that flew the planes, for the mechanics that got them ready, for the security forces members who did security not only for the base, but when they were out and, deployed, for the people who worked in other aspects in the Air Force. The training to do their job right so that it was efficient and effectively taken care of was extremely important. And so the training aspect is not only important, I think, for people in the military, but can help people outside of the military as well. Training in any aspect that makes you more efficient, makes you more confident, makes you more secure in what you are doing in your life, can help with living with uncertainty. Studying is also extremely important. This has been an important aspect to me my entire life, but became extremely important to me in the Air Force because I was asked to do a variety of jobs in the mental health world. And then as I kind of moved up in rank, I was asked to do more broad administrative sorts of jobs in the military medical field. And so it took a certain amount of reading and training, studying and understanding what it is you were being asked to perform so that you could be competent, so that you could be confident, so that you could be the type of leader that your people would trust and respect. And so studying is extremely important, and it starts at a very young age. Learning how to study, learning how to dig out the important aspects of information. Sometimes that can be very difficult because there is a big flood of information that we're all subject to now with the internet and other sources of learning. And so just making sure that you're studying the right things and you're learning those things to help you be confident and competent on a daily basis can help with uncertainty. I'll say just a couple of things here about financial. I know that a lot of people are struggling financially right now, and I do get that. The price, inflation, all of those things are difficult for many people, and I know there's a lot of people that have struggled to find a job and work in the market currently. But my one word of advice for anybody that can do it is to try to get yourself in order financially, because uncertainty in any aspect of life, if you have the worries surrounding money and finances, it just compounds that uncertainty. And probably a lot of you are dealing with the uncertainty of finances. So maybe studying, preparing, training, setting yourself up to find some type of work that is better than what you've been doing. And when you are making money, making sure that you pay yourself, that you're saving a little bit, that you're trying to get your debts down, that you're investing when you can, that you're doing all of those things to try to reduce financial difficulties. Because it's been my experience in working with people that when those concerns are there, they compound the challenges that often come up when people struggle and face uncertainty. So financial areas are just an important thing to look at in terms of setting yourself up to deal with uncertainty in a positive way. And then taking care of yourself emotionally. Again, when we are managing our stress, if we have issues or concerns that rise to the level of, say, a depression or an anxiety or some other sort of mental health issue that we have a challenge with, try to find the help to improve that area of your life, because this is another thing that can compound the challenges of uncertainty. I know that many people have a hard time asking for help. A lot of times we don't want to even admit that we have a problem when it comes to mental health issues. A lot of the airmen that I worked with waited a very long time to come and get help when they were seeking assistance with mental health in the military because of fears of it hurting their career or what it might do to them in the long term. So there was a stigma, and I know that stigma remains even outside of the military, because there's all kinds of messaging that has been given to us about mental health and about what that means when we have to ask for help when it comes to our mental health. So I am just here to plead with you that helping yourself emotionally and learning how to deal with some of those issues in a more positive manner can really impact your feeling of competence, your levels of stress, and your ability to deal with uncertainty when it happens in your life. These are just 4 areas. I'm sure that I could come up with a lot more, and maybe I will talk more about this in the future, because I think it's an important issue. But preparation is extremely important in our lives, in helping ourselves in the potential uncertainties that are going to present themselves to every single one of us, because the constant in life is change. Thank you so much for listening. If you would please subscribe, if you would please hit the like button, and if you have any comments about things that you have done to help deal with uncertainty in your lives, I would love to see those as well. And we'll talk about them in future episodes potentially. Thanks again for watching Change with Dane. You take care.